guys, Matt for AVNation.tv. We are here in the Legrand booth at ISE 2019. I'm here with Karen. Karen, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Karen, we have chatted a lot over the years. We are always covering some great things in the Chief line. You have some really cool products that we're standing in front of right now, which I must say, I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Let's talk about what we're doing. We've got a digital signage display mounted from cable.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this for a minute.
Yeah, so retail storefront is becoming more and more digital. You know, as displays are just everywhere now. So especially in Europe, we've been getting a lot more requests for like a really discrete system that they can put as a retail storefront mounting system. So we've created a cable mounted system that you can see behind me. It supports both landscape and portrait installations. Okay. It's got built-in back tilt to adjust for any display weight that might be leaning forward to keep everything perfectly straight. Okay. The single SKU can have an additional accessory added to it to do a back-to-back like we're showing here.
Right, very cool.
And if you purchase the second accessory that we have that goes with it, you actually can use Unistrut as a channel to hang the system, and if you want to adjust your storefront, you can slide it along the track without having to redo the whole installation.
So it allows you to really make sure that one, you can solve for any sort of structural issues on site, which is obviously always a big deal. But two, you can readjust things by just unbolting some safety screws and sliding. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Does this have a lot of play in the US, or is it just not really there yet because it's a new product?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new product. We haven't started shipping it yet. It's still going to be used in the US, but it's been something we've been asked for a lot. So the development drivers was more about European markets.
Very cool. When is it going to start shipping? Can we talk about that?
This one's coming around Digital Signage Expo, so we'll be looking at March.
Fantastic. One of the other things I saw when I was walking through the booth was you seem to have a new mount system for structural columns. That's always been one of those things that we get asked for a lot, and as everybody knows, they will never let you drill into those.
Yes.
They get really whiny about that. No, it's structural. It'll fall down with the building.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Come on, it's a TV. It's way more important. Let's talk about that mount, and it's got some really unique features. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we've actually got two new solutions for this. This one is definitely like a more US-driven solution. So especially for things like stadiums where you've got all these structural columns, you want a lot of digital signage around there, but it's not been a very easy solution. So what we've created is actually two different adapters, one to be used with like the really large circular columns, and so you get your own strapping for that, and then the adapter connects to that, and then you can actually use it with any of our standard fusion or thin stall mounts that you're already familiar with. It can work with back-to-back, and then we have the second accessory that does the same thing, but will work for like I-beams or other sort of shaped structures.
Right. So we're no longer going to have to be in the field and literally MacGyvering some Unistrut together to make that column
Yeah,
work.
we'll make it much easier for you.
That is fantastic. One of the other things I saw walking through the booth was your video wall mounts. Now, you've had that in the past, but correct me if I'm wrong, you now have some new suppliers.
Yeah, so now with our tiled LED mounting system, we have support for Epson and Unilumin as well. So a lot of the same installation that people are used to from our LCD video wall structure. It's the same process as the Samsung version we created as well. But now, especially with the way that the Epson and the Unilumin products work, where you don't have to have the modules on the front, you can have the chassis on, you are able to adjust the plumb sort of through the chassis while that's mounted on the system.
That's fantastic.
And otherwise, it's the same installation as the Samsung, so we're trying to keep it really consistent and make sure that everyone gets a little bit more comfortable with installing those kinds of solutions. I
love it. As people are going through and once this starts shipping, but going through to spec some of these products and make sure, especially with things like the tile wall, how do they go about making sure that they've spec'd that properly?
Yeah, so we have all those solutions on our website right now. Tiled is shipping now. We're actually building out Revit models for all those. I have the Samsung one available, and Epson and Unilumin are in development, so we'll have exact products for you people to be able to build on. We're getting those requested a lot more. And it's really just, one-to-one. So, Samsung is one mount, or two mount, or three mount for the thing. And then we've got 2, 3, or 4 for Epson and Unilumin. And you just get the number you need. Everything connects together. You don't have to worry about spacing. As long as you have the number of mounts covering the number of tiles that you have, you don't need to worry about registering your project. You don't need to worry about
Fantastic.
it's an off-the-shelf solution that can be used very modularly.
Right.
Connect them vertically, you can space them appropriately with all the included products. Horizontally, we try to make it as easy as you would expect a cheap LCD video file.
Fantastic.
So should be comfortable, and people can always call us if they aren't comfortable with it quite yet. We know everyone's still learning this technology, and we're happy to help.
One last thing I want to touch on just before we go, especially with the cable mounts. Where's the driver, or how do integrators continue to evolve and help show their clients that creative option of using something like a cable mount to mount a TV where you'd never think to mount one previously?
Yeah, like with visually showing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've been creating more and more images because we do get questions like that all the time. So just showing people how the installation can actually look, because
Right.
people don't, like, okay, cable mount, what does that look like? Exactly. And even when you show the product, I didn't really see that, you know. So we're trying to create more and more imagery that shows that is actually a version of the image that we're using behind us that we've now created with the cable mounts in it. Like, we're working on these kinds of things because I know that your customers are asking, help me show my customers how this works. And then that's also a big reason why we're developing a lot more of the Revit models, because we know that people are using that to create spaces. And so those are some of the things that we're doing to try to help with that. But I'm always open to suggestions if you got other ideas.
All right, sounds good. So if people want to find out more about, obviously, the new cable mounts, the new column mounts, as well as, of course, the tile mounts.
Yes.
And every other mount that Chief has. Where can they go to find that information?
Well, you can visit us at legrandav.com/chief.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Karen.
Thank you, Matt.
Always a pleasure. For more coverage from ISE 2019, please visit avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.